Uh, two-part question. Teed up to you, Izzo. Should we be should we be impressed by the Chiefs? Should we be more impressed with the Chiefs or more? I posed that question earlier. Oh,
Other than the
were the Chiefs
sorry
impressive?
Dolphins.
Were the Chiefs impressive, or were the Dolphins just not good enough? And that's the first question. And
Um,
amongst that, just tell everybody why you have high beliefs in the Chiefs and them.
I'll say I'll say it was impressive to the extent of they played up to the level in which everyone thought they could play this whole season. If we rewind the tape back, people didn't think that they would be able to win without Tyreek Hill. And Patrick Mahomes, he one ups that and he does just that. He wins the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill, which gives you the notion that hey, this guy can win multiple ways. It doesn't just have to be flash explosive plays, but just to answer the question more specifically, um, I believe the Dolphins, they were who they've been all season, right? Just like people were surprised that the Eagles got they ass kicked 32-9. I'm not surprised that the Chiefs beat the Dolphins, 26-7. Dolphins haven't they've been front running all year. They've been the Warriors without the championships and without the transcendent point guard or i.e. quarterback in this metaphor illustration. They've been just that, right? Which is just a front running, great regular season team, man. They're not built to win December on down. Um, they just aren't, man. They one can say, hey, they were banged up. They lost their two bookends and Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. Yeah, that's true, but they're not a physical team. They don't really have an identity that they can lean on. They run a lot of smoke and mirrors on offense, and when they can't fool you with the motion or they can't bomb you with Tyreek, um, you know, they can't out physical you and just run the ball down somebody's throat. Pause. They just don't do that. They don't have a identity that travels well like that, especially on the road. They're not built to win on the road, man. So the Dolphins are exactly who I thought they were, man. They've been pretending the whole time.
What gives you the confidence despite the struggles throughout the season? What gives you the confidence in them going back to the promised land and win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl?
I just think the team dynamics have changed in such a way that if you look at the team from this year, their calling card has been great defense, which has been a new perk or a new card within their deck because I don't believe Patrick Mahomes throughout the entirety of his career up to this point has had a great defense, like a top 10 defense all around, right? And he has that now. So you get Patrick Mahomes a top 10 defense. I don't care what receivers you have out there. As long as you got Travis Kelce still, you got a chance. And then in addition to that, Patrick Mahomes has a legit running game now. I'm talking about a running game that they can actually lean on, a guy who they can give it to 15 plus times a game, and nine
You,
times out of 10, he's doing what he needs to do for you, and that's move the chains, get short yardage yards, hammer it in goal line situations. He hasn't had that consistently throughout his career either. So you give him two things that he hasn't had before, in addition to something that he's potentially always had, which is receivers or a good passing game, right? Good weapons around him in the pass game. He doesn't have that this year. It's the complete opposite. But you can win both ways, right? You can win dynamically throwing the ball through the air. But you can also win ground and pound with great defense, which, a lot of teams have used that formula early on in, the NFL's earlier years and even some recent.
you definitely called the 20 plus carries for Isaiah Pacheco, and he went Kobe Bryant and got 24. So definitely gotta make sure we give your respects and calling that.